Welcome to the Mindset RX podcast, a show for functional athletes who want to gain a champ's mindset. My name is Tom Foxley and I am the founder and owner of Mindset RX. So, on today's show, actually before we get to today's show, as I usually kind of meander through this process, let's take you back to the Inner Athlete Performance Camp. The Inner Athlete Performance Camp is starting on 29th of October, so next Monday as I record this, not far from now. It's a 10-week fully online course that you can use to ultimately master your mindset and take you towards your athletic goals and probably just make you feel better in life in general too. And not even probably, it will, because that's the way it happens with everyone. So if you want to be involved in this very simple process, jump on a call with me. We can discuss that, and you can organize that at mindsetrx.com/coaching, and you click the link that says apply now, and we can talk to it. It's not, you don't have to sign up there, but we can definitely have a chat about it as a result. So anyway, the Inner Athlete Performance Camp, 29th of October, and we're ready to go for a 10-week mindset transformation, and you'll achieve your goals and become the athlete that you want to become as a result of it. Anyway, today's show is about making your mindset practice a daily practice, because as I mentioned in the last episode, if we don't do this on a daily basis, if we don't take action every 24 hours or less to reset our perspective and to remind ourselves to see the world clearly, then we are prone to these fluctuations in mindset, these deviations from what is an ideal equilibrium and a kind of a set standard from which to move forwards. So how do we essentially make this a daily practice? Well, the first thing is this. We need a vision. We need a reason to do it, because if you don't really understand the reason why you should be doing a mindset practice, then what reason have you got to do it? And the biggest reason here, the one that I can find, is there is a better life for you possible, and there is a better training experience for you possible, and there is a life that's devoid of these fluctuations that I talked about, or devoid of this kind of this low kind of almost, I hate to say the word depressive, but borderline despairing way of living, because suffering is inevitable. As a human being and living a human life in a complex world, suffering is inevitable. But the best thing that we can realize is that there is an up that's possible for you. And I was recently interviewed for an article in Men's Health magazine. Men's Health is, if you're not from the UK, probably, actually I think it's worldwide this is the case, so you'll probably recognize it. It's like the biggest physical magazine for men's health that there is. So I was interviewed for this, and Jamie, the guy who was interviewing me, it was fantastic questions. He said, what do you think kept you moving forward? Why do you think you started working on your mindset? Why do you think you ultimately obtained what you wanted to obtain? And the best answer I can give, and the one that rings truer and truer and truer, is because I never stopped believing that a better future was possible for me. And if you do that, if you really truly think about the fact that yes, there's something better for me, then it takes the deviation away. It takes the willingness to slide away from the trusted path. It takes that away. And what it leaves you with is this big question. Do I ignore the fact that I'm in control of my life and trust that everything else is outside of my control, which kind of negates your responsibility and leaves you open to do whatever you want to do? Or do I take control of this moment right now? Do I purposefully accept the burden of responsibility of my own, of control over my own life, and being responsible for eventually the outcome, and not putting that on anyone else, but putting it firmly on my shoulders? Do I do that, or do I negate responsibility? Do I give fate responsibility? So that's the first thing we need to do. We need to say, look, there is a better version of the future for me. There is something that will lead me to a better version, and I am willing to take responsibility for it. Once you do that, then you're in a powerful place. Like, man, you're in a powerful place, because it's terrifying yet liberating at the same time. And if there's one thing that I've learned about life, it's when you're terrified and having a sense of freedom at the same time, that is where you want to live. So it's like, oh shit, there's a lot possible and I don't know how to cope with this. That's a good place to be. Generally, you're uncovering some good shit. So that's the first step with making your mindset practice a daily practice. It's accepting responsibility for your own self, aiming up. Okay, I don't care what your up is, and this is the other thing. Like, your up, it's up to you. And didn't even mean to say it's up to you. It is up to you. It's you decide what up is for you. And if you're struggling to figure that out, you sure as hell know what down is. And down is easy, because down is a thing that we're terrified of, or that we have now that we don't want. And it's more of that, because if there's one thing that's certain about human life, it's that no matter how bad we have it, we can always do things to make it that little bit worse. So aiming up, that's number one. Have your vision of success sorted. And if your daily routine, if your mindset if your mindset practice is solely what is a better version of life for me, that's a great place to start. Spending a few minutes reflecting on what is a better place for me. Where do I want to be in 3 to 5 years? Answer that question. Who do I want to become in 3 to 5 years? That is something. And that's an awesome place to start. And the next piece, which is kind of often missed, because just like we want to turn up to the gym and do a 90-minute session where we're perfect in every movement, perfect in every perfect in every set, we execute every movement perfectly, everything goes exactly as to plan. Just like we want to do that, we want to do the same with mindset. Like, so we think, if I'm not going to do this perfectly, if I'm not going to do the 20 minutes, or if I'm not going to be like Tom and do the 45 minutes to an hour that he does every single day, then what is the point of doing it anyway? What is the point of going through if I'm not going to do it perfectly? And saying it out loud like this, we know it's ridiculous. We know it is, but what we have to do is aim for progress. Progress is the better alternative. Improvement, better is better. Okay, that's all we have to remind ourselves of. So instead of forcing this perfect outcome, try this. Force a better outcome. Just allow yourself to just dabble in it. Like, find the minimum effective dose and then count that as your win for the day. Like, I found the minimum effective dose, and if it was 30 seconds, it's 30 seconds more than nothing. If it's a minute, it's a minute more than nothing. Like, just do the minimum effective dose, because before you know it, it will become a habit, and when it becomes a habit, it's much easier to get the actual benefit from it. So those are the two things. Firstly, find your vision, find your version of up. Okay, and aim towards it. Spend time reflecting on that on a daily basis. Okay, that's how you make it a daily practice. And then secondly, you do the minimum effective dose. Don't worry about perfection, worry about progress. And that's all we need to do. And anyway, if you want help with that process, if you want to be guided along that process, if you want the accountability of someone saying, look, these are the exercises that you're going to do every single day, and I'm going to be checking up on you, then the Inner Athlete Performance Camp is for you. If you want to become the better version of you athletically and in life as a whole, then the Inner Athlete Performance Camp, that is for you. And I'm going to help you along that process with not just myself, but with Josh, our newest and kind of best coach as well. He's an incredible coach. So if you want to be part of that 10-week process where we'll transform your mindset with the aim of you achieving physically whatever you want to achieve. And that option is there for you. So just head to mindsetrx.com/coaching and we can take you through that process. We can guide you through and show you all the exercises that you need to become the best version of yourselves. Alternatively, if you enjoyed this podcast, go to iTunes, leave a 5-star review, or just tell a friend. But most importantly, I just hope you enjoyed the show. That's the main thing. And I'll be back very, very soon with another episode of the Mindset RX podcast.